Welcome to the session on practicing different types of layout using the given pattern. Let us look at the objectives of this session. At the end of this session, you will be able to make the fabrics ready for layout, practice on different types of pattern layouts. The required tools and materials for practicing different types of layout are tailor scissors, iron box, cutting table, meter scale, measuring tape, pattern weights, 3 meter of plain poplin fabric, 3 meter of printed one-way fabric, pattern set of different styles, sewing pins, pin cushion, 1 brown sheet. Let's make the fabrics ready for layout. Place the fabrics on the cutting table. Check the end of the fabrics. The ends should be straight along crosswise direction and perpendicular to the selve edges. If not, cut the ends straightly with the sharp scissors. Check the perfection of the grains of the fabrics. If not, make the grain perfect by stretching method. For that, stretch the fabric at 450-degree angle on both right to left and left to right directions to make the grain perfect. Check the fabric that without any wrinkles. Otherwise, press the fabrics with an iron box to make them without creases and wrinkles. Now, let's learn about the open layout type for pattern layouts. Place the poplin fabric right side up on the cutting table. Ensure that the fabric on the table is in straight condition. For that, ensure the selve edges of the fabric are parallel to the edges of the cutting table. Take one set of patterns and check whether all the pieces are available. Place pattern on the fabric. Start from one end of the fabric. The patterns should be laid out on the grains. That means in warp direction of the fabric weave. Place the main and large patterns with wider ends at the cut ends of the fabric first. Place the small pieces in the gaps of the large pattern pieces. Use sharp pins or weights to keep the patterns stable on the fabric. Take care to lay the patterns to the directions indicated by grain line marks. Check the grain lines of the patterns are parallel to the selvages of the fabric. To ensure this, measure with the help of a scale. Adjust the pattern so that both ends of the straight grain line are the same distance from the selvage. Then, pin the pattern to the fabric along the grain line arrow. Carefully place the patterns by laying the pattern pieces close together. Measure the lay length of fabric consumption with the help of a measuring tape from one end of the fabric. Measure the end of the patterns that are placed last on the other side of the fabric. Try to do different layouts and note the lay length. Finally, select one pattern layout which gives the minimum fabric consumption. Remove all the used pattern pieces. Let's learn about the lengthwise center fold layout type, off-center lengthwise fold layout type, and lengthwise double fold layout type. Fold the fabric down the middle parallel to the selvages so that the selvages come together to get lengthwise center fold layout type. Use another set of patterns and follow the steps used in the open layout method. Fold lines of the patterns should be kept on the folded edges of fabrics. Next, take a new set of patterns. Make the fold of the fabric off-center and parallel to the selvage to get the off-center lengthwise fold layout type. For off-center lengthwise fold layout type, first make the pattern layout of this type. Fold both selvages of the fabrics so that they can meet at the center of the fabric width to get the lengthwise double fold layout type. For crosswise center fold layout, first fold the fabric center crosswise and practice the layout to get the crosswise center fold layout. For directional layout or one-way layout, place the printed one-way fabric on the cutting table. Follow the open layout method, but place all the pattern pieces in the same direction for getting directional layout or one-way layout. Let's recap the key points discussed. Ensure the fabric ends are straight and perpendicular to the selvages. Place patterns on the fabric, aligning them with the warp direction and grain line marks. Different types of layout such as lengthwise fold, off-center lengthwise fold, and lengthwise double fold layout type. Consider directional layout or one-way layout for printed one-way fabric to achieve specific design outcomes. This brings us to the end of the session. Hope you have gained a good understanding about practicing different types of layout using the given patterns. See you in the next session.